What I want to talk with you about is how powerful it is to save your business money, to protect your investments, to protect you in any commercial transaction that you take place. And it really is that the person who takes care with the language of business, the contracts, the agreements, the other tools that I'll talk about here. I'll share with you 5 specific ones, 5 specific techniques that you can use to cover yourself in paper, in writing, as you go through and do your business and do your investing and do any of the commercial transactions that take place in your day. As I share that with you, the net result will be it'll save you thousands of dollars, it'll save you heartache, it'll save you, it'll put you in places where you'll really be able to negotiate great settlements and solutions to things. When things don't go your way, you'll be able to handle them much, much smoother. It will make it ease for you. It'll make your life just go so much better. So let's go through these 5 different strategies or techniques for you to use. The first is what I call a letter agreement. You talk with a vendor on the telephone and she gives you pricing for something. Great. You put down the terms and conditions, you send that over and ask for a signature. It's simply a letter agreement. It's an informal contract. It has the full weight of a contract. It's been signed by both parties, but it's not one that necessarily is going to be full-blown with all kinds of recitals and other things. The second technique is what I call a confirming letter. This is for situations where it isn't appropriate for you to send a contract for them to sign, but you've talked with, let's say, one of your clients, and they've asked you to do work on a project that you're working on. You say, great, they want to do a change, and what you might send them is a confirming letter. Dear Mrs. Smith, I just want to write to you to confirm that this is what we've talked about on the phone earlier today at 4:30 in the afternoon on February 1st, or whatever the date might be. And you go through, we've agreed to X, Y, and Z, and that both of us have agreed that it's going to affect the price, it's going to increase the amount that you'll be paying us by this amount. The third technique is what I call just taking great business notes. I think all of you should have a business journal. I want for you to have one place that you take all your notes. But the bottom line is you're going to record the date of who you've talked with, the time, who said what, and just keep a regular record of that. The third technique is something I call phone log. In today's world, you certainly keep a good record that way, and it's archived on your computer, but people really lose track of phone messages that have come through. So my company, what I've done is I've actually created a phone log. Now, you don't need to use a phone log exactly what I do, but what it does is I track the date, the specific time, and who it was, and with every phone call that comes into my office. You want to put the ball back in the other person's court. So sometimes some answers, if you really want them to agree with you, sometimes it's the easiest way to do is say, if I don't hear back from you by X date, then I'll rely upon that to mean that you're in full agreement with how I've laid out things here in this particular confirming letter. By doing that, you've created a way that if they don't get back with you, the default is that they're tacitly agreeing. You're lending more weight to what you're doing. Now, you can't say, if I don't hear from you by tomorrow at 2 o'clock, that's a little bit much. But giving somebody 2 weeks or giving somebody a month to respond in writing, again, the key is to make them respond in writing, is a very appropriate mechanism and tool for you to use. So here are 5 specific tools for you to use. Number 1, letter agreements. Number 2, confirming letters. 3, your business log, your notes that you've taken. 4, your phone log. And then finally, number 5, this technique of setting things back to them and saying, if I don't hear back from you, I'll rely upon that to mean blank.